How do you get ahead in the long run? As a food writer, I've always been on the lookout for trends, hoping to arm and equip my readers with the knowledge and artillery for the battle ahead. Hopefully, my tips will get your optimism and drive as we as one find our footing in the very unpredictable times ahead. So here are my 5 suggestions on what you should do to sustain your business post-pandemic. Number 1, let technology help you. The pandemic forced many businesses to finally keep up with technology. Suddenly, there was a need to be more digital so you can directly reach out to your customers. So you can send your goods via third-party delivery services. So you can spread the word about your food in community chat rooms. And so you can remind the market of your signature dishes and new menu in social media. Technology has made running food enterprises better, and it won't be any different in the future as the dining market has comfortably adjusted to it. Restaurants that sadly had to let go of people were forced to rely on online platforms and QR codes for menus and cashless applications for payment. Yes, some establishments might want to go back to printed menus, but then they lose the advantage of having a database of customer information that they can use for study and leverage later on. Innovators are constantly coming up with new digital solutions to make the restaurant operations more convenient and profitable. The managers just know how hard it is to manually fix the employees' weekly schedules. Now, there's a software that can help them with it. In just seconds, managers can generate a digital weekly schedule to their staff and even distribute it with just a click of a mouse button. It is even capable of monitoring sales and staffing budgets to reduce overtime and ensure profitability. It's the same with inventory. Gone will be the days of using paper and pens, as there now exists an electronic inventory system that gives you better visibility of the main assets. Through a mobile device, restaurant employees can submit and view inventory counts with hardly any hassle. And it alerts them if there will be any discrepancies in the numbers. As you can see, technology is changing the way restaurant operations are being run. And if you don't get with the program, your business will easily fall behind. Number 2, restudy your market. You need to reevaluate who your market is. Students are now attending classes at home, malls have become ghost towns, offices have trimmed their manpower and size, and there are hardly any people in what used to be crowd favorites tourist attractions. Who then should you tap? Modify your value proposition to the current situation because that's the only way you'll survive. Perhaps you can attract nearby communities since a lot of people work from home. Delivery and takeout have kept many businesses alive and sustainable during the pandemic, and so you should consider that too. I know one local business that wasn't amenable to having the ramen taken out before, but to adjust to the so-called new normal, they eventually offered ramen kits to take home, where people can enjoy a bowl of their noodle soups at their most convenient space and time. Also, since it's not ideal to be sharing food with anybody for the sake of transmission and sanitation, portions are beginning to change in some restos, like this long-time Italian resto chain I know, that's now offering individual sets consisting of pasta, roast chicken, chips, and a drink. So go for a wider audience, expand your customer base. It can be done simply by offering more value to your product or going as far as lowering your prices to accommodate the tight budget of the market. Remember, the customer won't adjust to you. With a growing number of players in the arena, they can easily go to another. Number 3, adjust your menu. You need to study your menu. Ask yourself, how have people's eating habits changed during the pandemic? According to the Food and Drinks Trend Report of Mintel, a privately owned London-based market research firm, in 2021 and beyond, food and drink companies will create mental and emotional well-being solutions, deliver on new value needs, and use brands to celebrate people's identities. So there are 3 things people will be prioritizing: well-being, value, and identity. Let's discuss this further. If anything, the pandemic has made a lot more people concerned about not just their health, but their overall well-being. And so consumers will be searching for functional items that address their mental and emotional concerns. Things that claim to help people will focus and relax will be in demand. For example, that kind of regular commercial soda will be traded for a beverage that promises to supercharge your brain cells or keep you at ease. or anything with vitamin B6 which keeps mind sharp will most likely be snatched than those that don't offer any mental support. 2. Value for money. Now that customers have time to study what's available in the market, they will be seeking a return to what is essential, and so consumers will be more picky with their purchases. Before adding to cart, they will first ask themselves, are these time-saving, hygienic, and convenient? Home cooking has become a habit due to work from home setups, and so people who begin dining out will be looking for items that are too complex to be cooked at home. Now that they know how much a Pinoy-style spaghetti costs, since they cook it at home, why would they pay for it 3 times more in a casual restaurant? Finally, food has become a popular form of escape during the pandemic. People turn to it to address their moods. When anxious, eat ice cream, or to belong, have sushi bake or ubi cheese pandesal. This downtime made us realize the importance of connection and support. That's why such things as community pantries and village chat groups have become a thing. You can take advantage by creating a digital space that brings your loyal customers together. Ever heard of online groups bound together by their love for the air fryer? For restaurants, engage with your customer base via Instagram or Facebook. In this time of solitude, they need to know you're here. Number 4, invest in marketing. During the most challenging times, it's the budget of this department that's often slashed when it is actually the one that you should focus your efforts more on. You need to be present. Your customers need to know that they can rely on you for comfort. Remember, communication is definitely key. Now is the time to make use of those calling cards they put in their fishbowl. Yes, social media keeps the market updated, but it's nothing compared to a personal text message from a restaurant they've been loyal to all these years. So send them an SMS, hoping for their safety, followed by an offer to order the food they've always loved in your restaurant. You're not only selling food, but strengthening your ties too. You're competing against home bakers, online sellers, and cloud kitchen tenants, among many others, and so you need to remind people that you are still very much open to cater to their cravings. Also, if there were platforms before that were out of your marketing price range, maybe now is the time to negotiate with them and strike a deal that works for both parties. Once the cinemas are up and running, I'm sure they'll be hungry for advertisers. Maybe this time, you can finally secure agreements in various kinds of media. Lastly, number 5, coach your staff. Some companies have laid off a good number of people when COVID hit, and as a consequence, the remaining employees are filling multiple roles. If you want to adapt your work processes and maintain productivity, you need to support your people. How? Invest in their growth by providing professional development that helps each employee reach his or her potential. Support the well-being of your people, especially when it comes to career development and skills training. Productivity and profitability depend on talent. The icing on the cake is individual growth and job satisfaction. Your business is going through so many changes and you don't want your staff to lag behind. High-quality guest experience is pivotal during these trying times because, though forgiving, customers won't easily forget. You have to train your staff regarding the new norms and cleaning and sanitizing different areas of the restaurant, as well as the utensils. The same goes for food handling and the whole dance and flow of guests entering and leaving the restaurant. It's hard to tell how sensitive the customer is, so the less contact, the better. Through good staff training and process enforcement, you can diminish the uneasiness and paranoia your customers will feel. Remember that what you're experiencing now is just temporary. Many food businesses survived the 2008 recession and have become even more successful after they adjusted their businesses from the situation. So always look for ways to improve. The food industry is always met with challenges, and for sure this one we will meet too. As they say, knowing is half the battle. Hopefully, by arming yourself with these tips, you will be able to easily navigate through it. Thank you, and I wish you good luck.